Hello Aries, and welcome to your May reading. Okay, so to begin, I meditated and pulled the first layer of cards. So what came out in the underlying energy, what we're talking about. I have these three came together: the Chariot, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Princess of Wands. Page of Wands. So here we're talking about something that you are good at, that you make your revenue with, or that is your craft that you have mastered. There's a communication about this, and with great chance of success, but maybe that would ask you to travel or to align yourself. There's the Cancer card, could come from a Cancer, but the Chariot itself is, yes, a card of traveling, of success and all of that, but there's a lot of mastery here, mastery in what you do and mastery in what you want, and the difference between what you want and you believe. The Chariot. In the middle, I have Justice in the underlying energy. And on the other side of Justice, I have the Empress, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Swords. There is a decision. There is having to remain, because we're kind of in a paradox when we're in the Two of Swords. We have to make a decision. We have two swords, two realities, and it's like if one of them is Queen of Wands, what we want, and the other one would be more in a higher state, in our feminine side, whether you're a man or a woman. The Empress is all the queens. She's sitting higher than the Queen of Wands. It's more the risen feminine side, very fertile, very creative, abundant. It's the giving, limitless, with no fear. It's that side of the feminine archetype. So there's like a decision you have to take, and with Justice in the middle, it's almost like a karmic decision here about your craft, about aligning yourself on your passion and what you're supposed to do. And here, two sides of yourself. There's like the side of what you want, maybe more on the ego side, and the other side that is more enlightened and that you know that you have to do to be just, to bring back maybe a balance or something like that. In the now, how it translates, we'll clarify anyway to see exactly what the storyline is. But the bottom of the deck, we're talking about conflict, Five of Wands. It's inner conflict, because maybe karma wants you to equalize something. Maybe there's an inner decision that you have to take. And there's those two sides here that you have to take for account. In the now, we have Scorpio, death. So ending something, closing up something, transforming something, letting go of something that has to do maybe with a relationship or the transformation of a relationship. And the King of Cups. So even if you're very fiery, it's a question of emotional stability. Or maybe you're dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. That is possible also. Why is the King of Cups here? But all of this is under Justice, under this. If you are not in court per se about work that you would have done in the past, your craft, what you would have builded, there's this kind of karmic balance, decision balance, and a transformation happening with that. There's a decision that needs to be made about that too. And you make that decision, and that decision of, you know, transforming, ending something, because here in the future we have those two that came out together, that feeling stuck, not knowing where to go, what moves to make, and they're deciding to leave. And that is that decision. Probably one part of you knows that to refine balance, refine justice, there's something that you need to leave behind that was keeping you stuck. So, and that part of you was probably your Empress side telling you, and even if you really wanted that, you have to leave it behind because it is not part of your karma anymore. And after that, you're really leaving it. I have the Six of Swords. So not only leaving emotionally old baggage behind, it's under the moon. See, all this is happening in the night, so it's all interior work. You could be moving physically also for some of you because of the Chariot, but this is interior work, letting go, letting something die. And here I have the Ten of Pentacles. So we're talking about your heritage, what you build here, working, what you build. This is generational, probably letting go of a connection that can make you very emotional. You're emotional about it with the King of Cups, if you're not dealing with the King of Cups. But there's that moving on, but moving towards something stable and strong and solid. So maybe less conflictual. Let's clarify. I call upon the light. I call upon Spirit. Help me clarify. Aries. Aries. Help me clarify Aries for the month of May. Call upon my guides. Aries for the month of May. Let's see what that is all about. Okay, what is Justice doing here? Justice. Justice. Why is Justice here for Aries, Spirit? Okay, well, you're kind of saying the whole story here. It was something you were really holding on to, that you have to leave behind, to go find your Ace of Cup or your Two of Cup. This is the Eight of Cups here, like here. It was binding you. There is the Judgment happening with Justice. It is kind of a wake-up call, or the situation coming back for you to be able to really let it go and moving towards success. So you're going to be victorious in this decision. It is for your better good. It is for your better interest. This is all these four cards for Justice. So it could be if it's in a court case, the judgment of maybe something you were holding on that you really wanted, but you know you have to leave behind, let die and transform. It at the end, it is going to be for your success, for you. It was something that was no longer in your karma to live. You have to let it go, let it die. Talk to me about death. What do they have to let die? What is transforming? So you're really leaving something. 3-3. It's like if you're letting go of an expectation that you were waiting to build something. Because this is building something, creating and building something, and this is waiting for our ships to come in. And what is transforming is maybe what you are going to expect from the future, or maybe not waiting anymore about this, letting go of the investment of something you were holding on to. Maybe you worked on it, you invested on it, time and energy. But this is leaving. What is that Two of Cups? What is that Two of Cups for Aries? It's a decision you have to make, or that is being made, but there's like these two Empresses also. What is that Two of Cups, Spirit? Talk to me about the Two of Cups. For Aries, what is that Two of Cups for Aries? The Star. It could be talking about an Aquarius here, but it's faith, it's being authentic, it's having faith into a connection. It's a connection that is written in the stars. So in a way, it's like if you are letting go of something you are invested in, but that brings you back, letting it die, letting it transform, and that is actually bringing you back on your path towards a connection, maybe with a water sign. Who's that King of Cups for Aries? Who's that King of Cups? That could be your masculine side, being solid in his emotion after making that decision, or not really solid and juggling. So you're still, this is had that in Aquarius, I think. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. Capricorn being ruled by Saturn. So we know Jupiter is everything that it's expansive. It makes grow everything. It's that energy that wants to give, and enhances everything it touches. And we have Saturn that is very strict, very have to do things right, very, well, it's the devil in the cards. It's very restrictive. You know, you have to work and at the salt mine and do what you have to do. So those two energies are very opposite, but they can be unified in a concentration when you are very centered, and you can absorb expansiveness in a structure. So growth and multitude happening by a structure, like funneling that energy. Here, he has to be very centered to be able to juggle those two energies here. And if you are not centered, then your emotions are up and down and up and down, and you're in between things like that. So depending on your case, either you're very grounded emotionally or not, or you're all emotional about this. Maybe you're not expressing how you feel. You don't know how you feel. You're not solid in your emotions and your engagement. The King of Cups masters the cups, masters the emotions. He knows how he feels. And maybe that is why, maybe that transformation here, what you have to let go, it is for you to go back on your path. Because there's conflict in the sense of different ideas, different point of views of seeing life and things like that. And you have to make your inner decision about that. With those two queens, what do you want to attract? What do you want to create? How do you want to take care? With the Empress, Eight of Swords, why is Aries stuck like this? Show me why they are stuck. Show me why they are stuck. Maybe you're dealing with a water sign that was juggling and you have to let it go. Eight of Swords. Why is Aries feeling so stuck? Stuck in their mind. Queen of Cups. It's about your emotions, about your value, about how you offer your heart, how you can receive a heart in exchange. And you're blocking yourself. Feeling stuck about maybe you're pulling back all the hurts you had in the past and you're blocking yourself because she can be very emotional too. A Queen of Cups, thinking of all the times we were victim and you're leaving that behind. Eight of Cups and Six of Swords. That's like leaving your whole storyline also. Maybe a storyline that you hanged on for a long time that was making your emotions up and down. It is justice, letting it go. You're putting a judgment on it. You're going to be victorious. See, Three of Swords, the past pain, the past hurts. It was keeping you stuck to keep these stories inside of you. Repeating to yourself these stories. Letting it die, because in a way what you were expecting, it was kind of affecting what you were expecting and receiving from the universe, and building your interaction into how you were building with others. This has to die and transform so you can realign yourself and have a true connection, because this is under the justice. Show me the Eight of Cups. Show me the Eight of Cups for Aries. Okay, yeah, see? Eight of Cups. Leaving our old emotional baggage. I have the King of Swords. That means seeing it clearly. He is decisive. He is no bullshitter. He takes a decision and decides what is best for him and will act upon it. His mind is clear. That's why after you're moving to calmer waters, mentally and emotionally, and after that they're repeating justice. That's it. You're changing your karma because you're changing the story you tell about yourself. The World and the Magician, starting anew. leaving your old baggage behind. That is what is happening for you in the month of May. Because this can be holding on, because you had the Four of Pentacles also, holding on, like the story of how you are blocked because maybe in the past people screwed you over. You're changing your story. That's it. The karma is over and you can start creating the future again, going towards a nice 10 of Pentacles. So they're kind of repeating the story here. And all of that was creating kind of, when you were holding on to the past pains like that, what needs to die, because this is, we create what we expect, what we believe. So if we believe we are not recognized at work, we create it. If we believe we are not recognized in love, or we got screwed or whatever, we don't get what we want, we cannot be solid and abundant or emotionally secure, that's what we create. So that is transforming and changing. You're letting go of that, leaving all of the old stories behind, starting a new cycle. Show me the 10 of Pentacles for Aries. Show me the 10 of Pentacles for Aries. So there, that 8 of Pentacles, this is a bit that. What was driving you, what was pushing your chariot, was what you were actually building. It was the story you were telling, your self-story. That's how you were communicating passionately about. And it was like keeping a paradox inside of you. You maybe that gets screwed, doesn't get what you want and all of that. And the other side of you, that is the Empress. That is somebody that can be respected, that can manifest and create love and abundance. Unlimited love, without counting, and receiving the same way. So you're changing your story. 10 of Pentacles. The High Priestess. You understood something deeply about your pattern. And I have the Devil here. You understood how unconsciously you were holding yourself back. You were prisoner of your story, prisoner of your self-talking about who you are and what happened to you, and therefore keeping you in this reality, making you believe that that is the only reality. But part of you knew that wasn't so, that there was more than that. And that's why you had to make a decision. And so all of this transformation of how you expect what's coming in the future and how you build things, creating your own self-fulfilling prophecy for all this time, is stopping, is changing, death. So you can get back aligned with your stars on what is a true union, a true relationship. Accept the abundance in finding your stability, your emotional assuredness and stability there, because your old story was keeping you stuck. But here with the King of Swords, justice, that karma is over because you understand, you went in, you saw yourself, and now you understand how you were stuck, and you're cutting it, leaving the baggage emotionally and mentally, changing your story, changing your story. The story with, when somebody asks you, so what's your story? Oh, me. Oh, I get screwed by everybody. I give so much. I'm a, or do you say me? Oh, I've had a lot of life experience, and all of that. Same life, two different stories. And one is much more expensive. One will make you grow, and the other one restricts you under the devil, because you think everybody is screwing you. This is what you see when you go into your unconscious inside of you. This is what your soul is whispering to you, that you understand, and you take a decision about it, and you finish. That's finishing a karma. Justice, the world, starting anew with the magician, creating differently, creating your future differently. And maybe you will see, with the high priestess on top of the 10 of Pentacles, maybe you will see that this is something maybe that was passed down to you, this way of thinking, maybe from your parents or your grandparents, in your culture or whatever, but it is something that you've learned somewhere and that you have recreated in this life too, and you're getting conscious of it and you're getting rid of it. So changing your story, this is going to be the title for you, Aries. So thank you for listening, sharing, commenting, and all of that, and I will see you next month. All right, namaste, bye bye.